everyone. Thanks for joining me. And I just so appreciate that you're tuning in and learning how you can downsize and overcome this huge project that you are about to undertake. And I really appreciate you joining me, and just subscribe to my channel. It's free. Just hit that red button, subscribe, and follow along with my journey as 36 years of marriage, 4 adult children, years and years and years in the same home, how we did it. So something I want to tell you is when we would go on vacation, everybody's packing, you're going crazy. Did you remember the flip-flops? Did you remember the sunscreen? Did you remember your cute dress that you're going to wear? Did you remember the beach towel? Like, you're running around like crazy. And I got to the point that I would say, listen, if you have your license and you have any medicine that you take, we can buy anything else. I mean, naturally, you don't want to run on vacation and be buying everything. But the truth of the matter is, as long as you have your license to get on that airplane, or now that we're older, the license so that if you want to have a glass of wine with dinner, or you have your medicine, really, if you forgot sunscreen, you can buy it. If you forgot flip-flops, you can buy them. Like, we just get so uptight and so worried about, what if we forgot this? What if we forgot that? Well, that's my little secret to you about downsizing your home. I started to just say, wait a minute. If I give away this bundt cake pan, and someday I want to make bundt cakes, could I buy another bundt cake pan? You betcha. Could I borrow one from Mary? Sure. How about this chocolate fountain that saw a lot of days? Really enjoyed it. Lots of parties with our chocolate fountain. But you know what? Could I buy another one? Could I rent one from Taylor Rental? Could I, borrow one from a friend? Of course I could. So I guess the thing that I would really stress to you is anything you give away, except for pictures and sentimental memorabilia, which we'll get to later, you could really always get it back. And so don't stress out. It's like vacation. Don't stress out that you forgot your tank top. If worse comes to worse, you can buy one. Don't stress out if you gave away your big cookie sheet pan and you move and then you're like, you know what? I am going to start getting into baking all these cookies and I need a big pan. So buy one. Don't stress out if you give away a bunch of blue jeans or a bunch of shoes and then you move and then you're like, you know what? I think I do want those Esperel shoes again. You can always get them. In fact, even when you get down to some sentimental things, I worked for a direct sales company for over 20 years called Creative Memories. And often you would earn gifts and prizes and incentives. And sometimes you would even get to go to the corporate store and buy things that the company had their name engraved in it. And one of the things were these blue glass coffee cups. And I had a bunch of Creative Memory cups that I used all the time, but there was this set of 8 blue glass. They were very pretty, up on like a little stem. I loved how they looked, but when I moved, I honestly said, even though I love them on the shelf and they look so nice as a set and it said my company's name, Creative Memories, I really always used the white mugs that were ceramic. I always used them. So I gave them away. I gave them to another creative memory consultant who wanted them, and I said, with blessings, they're yours. Do you know that after I moved, for just a hot second, I was like, you know what? I did kind of like those glass creative memory mugs. Should I have given it away? Meanwhile, I went on eBay. There's like 1,000 people selling them on eBay. And just knowing that if I ever wanted to have them, I could, made me feel so much better. So I hope this story encourages you that even if you do give something away, and then later down the road, you're like, maybe I did want that book, or I did want that ceramic precious moments, or, whatever it is, between Poshmark and Etsy and Marketplace and eBay, you can find just about anything you give away. And that kind of made me feel okay. It's kind of like, you know what? I could always get it back. Now, what I would encourage when you start is don't be starting with your pictures and your family portrait 16 by 20 on the wall that you absolutely love, but you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have like 6 different huge family photos. Are they going to fit in my new apartment? Don't go there. And memorabilia, you know, if your kids made you this beautiful Mother's Day card and it's handwritten and it says really special things, yeah, you're not going to find that on Etsy when you throw that out. So you definitely want to be discerning on that. But when you first get started, don't be afraid to get rid of, you know, old frames and extra cups and saucers and blankets and throw pillows, and just tell yourself, if I really wanted to, I could probably get the exact one back if I searched for it, or I can always buy a new one. You know, what's interesting is I had this glass bowl of my mother's. My mother has been passed away for 30 years. And this glass bowl I've used so much. It was glass, but then it had kind of like a garnet tint to it. And I've used it so much that actually the glass bowl is now clear. That coloring has just completely wiped away. Anyway, I was at a garage sale and oh my gosh, there's my mother's bowl. It was like unbelievable because this bowl is over 30 years old. There was the bowl, totally intact, still had the, you know, garnet coloring. I bought it for $2. So now I have 2 bowls. The one is the original one that my mother used and had in her home, and it's down to clear. But hey, I bought a spare for $2. So I'm going to just encourage you. And I could tell you lots and lots of stories. My girlfriend Sherry is on eBay all the time. She's great. She sells, she buys, she, you know, does a lot of estate sales. You can find just about anything. So release that fear of, oh my gosh, am I ever going to find those cups or find something that you might have given away. I would start, and honestly, you can be the best organizer in the world. You can have the best containers. You can have the best system, all the great intentions in the world. However, you gotta get rid of stuff to make room to even be organized. Because I mean, how many times have you cleaned out a drawer that was like jam-packed, and now you're gonna like fold your socks real nice and fold your underwear and get everything. But sometimes when you get more organized, it almost takes up more space because you want to see what you have and you've matched up all the socks. So just being super organized when you're downsizing and decluttering, you got to get rid of a lot. You have to get rid of a lot. You got to have the end goal in sight. And another thing, I would call my friends and be like, are you sure it was worth it? Do you ever look back and wish you didn't do it? Are you sad you moved out of your house of 30 years? Is it hard living in a smaller space? Every single person said, Belle, you are going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to be free. You're not going to be drowned with the stuff. You're not going to have it hanging over your head. You're going to enjoy the things you want to enjoy. And with less things, you're going to enjoy what you have. Everything isn't buried and you know you're holding on to it because it's so important to you, but meanwhile you never even see it because it's buried. They were so right. I was nervous about moving, and I would call them, and every time I'd get a little bit like, what do you think? They would be like, Belle, you're gonna love it. It's gonna feel freeing. Just do it. So my encouragement to you today is just do it. Just like vacation, as long as you have your license and your medicine, really, you can get anything else you forgot. Honestly, as long as you like hang on to your pictures and you're really sentimental memorabilia, all this other stuff, if you accidentally get rid of something, you can get it back. You can buy it back. You can rent it back. If you give something away and a year from now, you're hosting Thanksgiving dinner and you're like, oh, I gave away that big turkey platter. Someone's going to loan you one. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So that's my encouragement to you. Just declutter. Just start to purge. Give it away. It's okay. And you're going to feel great about it. All right. Have a great night. Thanks.